David Gilbert, our KFI reporter in Israel, at the scene right now. David, I would say good afternoon, but you're in the middle of some carnage right now, are you not?
Well, it's definitely not a good afternoon, Bill. You're right. We're looking at the bus right now. It's got the front of it sort of torn off. It looks like the homicide bomber blew himself up near the front of the bus. Unclear if he got on, he blew himself up, or if he was on the bus for a while. But as you said, it's right in the center of downtown Jerusalem. A number of big buildings, office buildings under construction, places where tourists would buy little trinkets to take home with them. It's just a mess here. People are sort of crowding around the scene, medics doing what they can for the wounded. I spoke with somebody who was here immediately after it happened, or as it happened. He told me he saw dead bodies, he saw pieces of bodies, he saw blood, carnage, the likes of which I hope you never have to see, Bill.
You know what? One of the scenes that was picked up either by, I think, CNN or Fox showed one of the bodies in the bus before it was covered up near the front of the bus. Just watching it on TV is horrific. Let me ask you, you're there. What does it smell like along the street?
Well, there isn't such a detectable smell, Bill. I've been to a number of these homicide bombings, and that's one thing that you don't really notice, even if you're very close to the body itself. I mean, I hate to get graphic, but it takes a little bit of time before the body actually...
No, I'm not talking about that. I mean, do you smell the cordite? Do you smell the aftermaths of the explosion?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Definitely. You can definitely smell the explosives. If you're close enough to the bus, you can see some of the dust that sort of gets spread from the explosives if you're close enough, certainly.
And now I understand that the helicopter gunships have already launched attacks in Gaza, like within half an hour. I've never noticed that a retaliatory attack happened so quickly. I'm assuming they were prepared for something like this happening.
Well, certainly. I don't know so many details about the Gaza attack because we're here on the scene, of course, but the fact is, clearly Hamas had indicated yesterday that they were planning to carry out as many homicide bombings as they could. In fact, intelligence sources told me that there were over 50 warnings of terrorist attacks. This one, of course, got through. Hamas basically told their operatives to make an attack anywhere, any place, any way that they could, whether it's an attack, a bombing, or what have you. They've, of course, done a bombing here, so Israel was clearly prepared for this eventuality. What they've hit in Gaza, it's unclear. I would imagine they've gone after some Hamas stronghold. There was some speculation that they might go after Sheikh Ahmed Yassin. He's the spiritual leader of Hamas. In fact, one Israeli legislator told me yesterday he didn't understand why Sheikh Yassin is still around, why he's not in jail, why he's not dead. He's the guy that's basically given the spiritual justification for this carnage that we're viewing right now, Bill.
I mean, it's almost beyond belief as to what's happening. Now, this is in direct retaliation of the attack on Abdel Aziz Rantisi, the second in command of Hamas, is it not?
I didn't quite hear the question, but the fact is Hamas, as you know, Bill, their stated goal is to destroy Israel, so they don't really need a justification to do any sort of attack. They've got constant attacks in the works. Oftentimes they use certain events as an excuse to attack, but the fact is anybody can go to their website and they'll see clearly that their only goal in life really is to destroy Israelis and destroy Israel. So clearly that's what they try to do again today if this is indeed Hamas. You know,
and what's fascinating is the attack against this guy Abdel Aziz Rantisi, the second in command, who from the hospital, by the way, said he survived it. He said, "I swear we will not leave one Jew in Palestine. We will fight them with all of our might." And he talks about bloody revenge. The President of the United States criticized Israel and Sharon directly for authorizing this gunship attack on Rantisi. But, my question is, and I want to know how the population is taking what the U.S. has said, isn't an attack on Hamas and Hamas leadership that have claimed they want no part of the peace process and all they want to do is kill Israelis and take over the country, isn't that off the table as far as the peace process is concerned?
Bill, I hear you're 100% correct. You are on the right angle, absolutely. I had a number of conversations today with a number of Israeli sources, and frankly, Israelis on the street who understand this. The idea that, to somehow negotiate with Hamas, it's absurd. You can't negotiate with terrorists. You have to destroy them. And the fact that the president, came out yesterday and said that, any sort of attempt to destroy them was a bad thing, it was somewhat unbelievable to most Israelis because clearly they understand, and frankly, Abu Mazen, the Palestinian prime minister, understands that with Hamas around, there is never going to be a peace. Never, ever. I mean, they're educating the next generation of kids already to go blow themselves up. So it was fairly clear to me when I heard about the Rantisi attempted assassination that was a move forward in terms of the peace process, not a move back as Mr. Bush and others in the Western defined it.
Now, as far as Abu Mazen, the prime minister, he was quick to denounce the attack, as he has always done. Interestingly enough, the only thing we hear from Arafat is how the attack on Rantizi was a terrorist attack somehow. Are we going to hear him denounce this bombing at all?
I would imagine Abu Mazen will indeed condemn the bombing. Now, Mr. Arafat, of course, for many years condemned all the bombings that happened under his watch.
Hang on, hang on a second. Hold on. Okay. David, you're going to have to repeat yourself. The ambulance was going right past you and we lost all of it. Would you repeat that phrase, please?
So the idea of the condemnation is clearly something that's been heard time and time again. Mr. Arafat would condemn bombings under his watch. Abu Mazen will undoubtedly condemn this under his watch. Some Israelis on the scene are protesting right now. They're saying, it's about time Abu Mazen takes some action against the terrorists, although frankly most people don't believe that he's going to do that. He's been talking about coddling the terrorists and making some sort of a ceasefire with them and bringing them into the Palestinian Authority security forces, which is clearly not the answer in terms of ending the reign of terror.
All right, David, thank you very much. We'll, I'm sure, talk again tomorrow in the aftermath of all of this. David Gilbert, our reporter in Jerusalem, on the scene at the bomb blast, the suicide bombing. So here is what's happened. A couple of days ago, Abdul Aziz Rantisi, who is the co-founder of Hamas, that's the organization that is dedicated to the utter destruction of Israel, has never changed its tune, will have no part of the peace process, responsible for the suicide bombings, trains them, sends them out. They said, we will never have any part of it, so the Israelis attacked him, which they have tried to do on many occasions. They had some intelligence and sent the helicopter gunship. He survived, by the way. He survived. A bodyguard was killed. A bystander was also killed. And from his hospital room, he said the same thing he always says, the destruction of every Jew, the freeing of Palestine for us. I mean, it's the same stuff. And after this attack, Hamas went ahead and blew this bus up, and we're now talking 13 people dead, some 60 wounded. Yesterday, the president, as a matter of fact, criticized Israel for attacking Rantizi. There's some criticism within Israel saying, even though he's a bad guy, maybe this is not the time. I mean, I don't understand this. And as David just said, to separate out, there's two different parts of the peace process. There's Hamas, which says there will never be peace. We will never be happy until every Jew is dead in this area. And then you have the rest of the population. You have Abu Mazen that's saying maybe we have peace, we'll have this peace plan. And somehow the two are mixed together. And as David said, you know what? Killing people off of Hamas does not hurt the peace process. In fact, it takes away those who are dead set against any peace.